until I'm given the green light that we are good to go. Are we all set? Think we're good, yeah? Awesome. Well, hey, everybody. Before we crown our first ever Alienware VR Cup champion, I'd like to bring some of the top leaders in the gaming industry up on stage for a quick chat about the current future state of esports and the driving forces behind this global phenomenon. So I would like to introduce to you guys Bryan Zayas, Global Director of Gaming from Dell.
Hello.
Hello. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Oh, good. Okay. Fantastic. Seth Ladetsky, Senior Vice President of Turner Sports.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Matt Tullis, Director of Business Development at Tobii Tech. Hello. And Chris McKelvy, Head of Esports over at Oculus. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I hope CES so far has been excellent for you guys.
Of course.
It's like pretty early on, so, you know, good couple of hours. So I'm going to start with Bryan. Bryan, last year at CES, Dell announced a partnership with ELeague. Can you tell me a little bit more about the partnership and then how it has evolved over the last year?
Yeah, so last year we announced our partnership with ELeague. So it was ELeague's second year running tournaments, and we really wanted to get involved in esports in a bigger way. So what we did was we searched for a partner that had shared values, shared vision on bringing esports and making a better viewing experience for gamers out there. And ELeague was committed with us to bring that kind of experience to the market. So last year we saw some amazing coverage. We'll talk. I know the panel will talk about it, but things like bringing Tobii eye tracking to ELeague coverage, where commentators were actually breaking down where the professionals were looking and acting upon during the actual competition. And those kinds of things really resonate. Yeah, there's other parts of our partnership that are at play, but really what's of interest, the most interest to us, is that innovation that we can help drive, make a better experience.
Fantastic. Yeah, I know we touched a little bit about the eye tracking on the panel earlier today, the keynote that we had, and it sounds very, very interesting. Well, speaking of ELeague, why don't we turn it over to Seth? Seth, I heard from Frank at the press conference this morning that the esport fan base already rivals the number of ice hockey fans.
Right.
Is that, come on, seriously?
Yeah, I mean, really globally.
I mean, that's awesome, but whoa.
Yeah, it's really a phenomenon that I think if you kind of understand the space, you really appreciate the scale of it globally, really. And I think what we decided to do with ELeague was we really thought the fans kind of really deserved and wanted this really kind of high production quality, really taking it very seriously, treating it like we do other stick and ball sports.
Yeah.
And the same kind of level of dedication, and we really want to bring the fans, because there's an incredibly passionate fan base, really give them what they want. And I think, you know, our partnership with Dell is really indicative of that. We really share this vision to really help this fan experience be awesome. And I think a part of that was actually bringing now the eye tracking, which is really revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never been done before in esports. I think the fans are going to be just over the moon. They see it in our tournaments coming up in 3 weeks, our CSGO major, and we are super excited for the fans, for the people watching on television and on Twitch to see that. It's gonna be incredible. So we're really psyched. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the growing support for esports. I've started back in 2006 over here in the States, and it's just grown exponentially. It was the seeds were planted even before that, and obviously a huge hit overseas. So it's good to see it come and doing so well here as well. Speaking of innovative technologies, I saw that Dell, ELeague, and Tobii made some announcements this past September. Matt, can you tell us more about what was announced and then how that impacts the esports industry?
Yeah, so at Tobii we do eye tracking technology that allows you to understand what people are looking at. And as we broadcast on Turner and ELeague, we are able to give insights into the viewers as to what the professional players are looking at and really help them understand, which helps translate into when they play at home and understand what the best players are doing, and helps them learn and really just gain insights into the mind of the professional gamer.
Now, I know, like I had previously said, that we talked a little bit about the eye tracking earlier in the press conference that we had today, and we keep kind of dropping it here in our conversation. But for those that are out in the audience that weren't here for the press conference, or those at home that don't really understand what the eye tracking actually entails, can you give us a little bit more details on it at all?
Yeah, so eye tracking technology started about 15 years ago when the guys in the lab realized they could turn a camera around, kind of aim at our eyes to understand what we were looking at.
Yeah.
When that business first started, it was heavily focused on assistive technologies and helping people that couldn't interact with computers either through speech or their hands to give them the power to communicate with computers. So we have sensors that look at your eyes, and we can tell what you're looking at, and it helps the computer understand what you're looking at, and it's a new user input modality.
Fantastic. And then what are you guys doing with esports, and how are things kind of melding into what it is that your plans are for the future?
Yeah, at Oculus, we believe that VR is fundamentally going to change esports in competition, in gameplay, and in spectating. In gameplay, I think you see it here with Sprint Vector, we're going to redefine genres, right? There is no Counter-Strike of VR yet. There really isn't these set MOBAs or first-person shooters. And you know, we're seeing games like Sprint Vector, like The Unspoken. It's a 1v1 mage fighting game, right? But once you layer in 6 classes and gesture-based spells and people are casting, you know, you get this new genre where it's a very cerebral chess match. It's fast-paced, and I think we're going to see more of those. For the folks at Survios who are doing an amazing job. But I think for VR, we're going to see brand new genres come out. For competition, again, you see here today, these guys are sweating. They're drinking water. It's physical. I think when we get to the finals, like I think that, you know, stamina is really going to play a factor here. Whoever's like really got the mental and the physical stamina to stand up, I think we'll really see that start to become more of a sport and a melding with video games. You know, we have one game called Echo Arena. The best player in the world, Pooneers will tell you, his name is Lemming, and we put him up on the stage at Oculus Connect, and he's got a huge vertical leap. And so he's actually jumping in the air, which is making his character fly up in the sky.
Yeah.
And he's outpacing everyone. He's outmaneuvering everyone. He's the best player because he's physically the best athlete. So I think VR is going to do amazing things for blending those. And then finally, with spectating, we have the ability to really transport fans to the action. We did some 360 spectating this year where we put players in the middle of the action, but I think that's only the beginning. I think folks like Tobii, folks like Dell, I think, you know, we're innovating, and we're going to be able to take the fan from their couch, from their home. We're going to put them in the Coliseum. We're going to put them in the arena. We're going to put them next to you, Jessica, getting interviewed. You know, we're going to get them on stage.
Means I still have some jobs.
There we go.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, you know, really, like, it's awesome to have people like Survios, like Dell, like NVIDIA, like Intel, who are here with us doing this, because I think VR is really the future of gaming and the future of esports.
I'm really glad that you brought up the physicality of it. Obviously, we've seen it here today. I myself kind of got a hands-on demo with a boxing game that we have over at the Yardbird at the Dell Experience, and by the end of it, besides the fact that I completely dominated at the game, FYI, I did, that's not a lie, I was sweating. I was out of breath. It showed me, you know, yeah, how physical this stuff is, and I just think that's a perfect blend to kind of what we talked about at the press conference earlier, where Dell's kind of supporting like healthier training habits. Like it's finally all come. Sorry, I just spit on you a little bit. It's finally all coming together, but only on your chin. And is being taken seriously. Like the health of the players, I think that the general public has a tendency to think of esports as just like a bunch of kids sitting around just playing off their. But no, I mean, even this takes a lot of effort and training and physical, you know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Physical stamina, just to focus and just having to sit there for that long. And then on top of it, then you've got this VR thing where you're like moving around and being a part of the game. And it's just, it's so fun and exciting to see.
I used to say that the best shot in esports was the StarCraft players' keyboards, right?
Yeah.
They're flying, right? And that live action shot. I'm sure Seth will tell you, like, what do you focus on now when you're watching Turner? Like, it's not that exciting to look at the players, right?
No, I mean, it's a great. These are all great points. I think what we always look at is we want to bring kind of that audience this excitement. We actually want to kind of translate not just actually what the action is, but actually what they're feeling, storytelling, get behind the scenes. Like, wow, these guys are the focus you need to play these games is extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, this hand-eye coordination, the stamina. So a lot of what we try to look. I mean, there's been broadcasts of esports for a while, but what we try to do is add a little element to it that doesn't exist before, meaning just get behind the scenes. What are these guys thinking?
Yeah.
What is going into the preparation? You know, what's the training? I mean, you can't just walk out and just be awesome. There's so much preparation and practice and training. So a lot of what we try to do is not just show the live competition, and clearly that's very important, but also say like, what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, exactly. Show the behind the scenes, show how much dedication, how much time it takes for them to actually accomplish the goals that they're. It's not easy to just sit down and do this. You can build yourself up to that, but it's not a one and done. So
I would just add really quick, the beauty we have with ELeagues, we have the combination of the television with the digital.
Yeah.
And I think what we've realized is the television casts a wide net. It actually brings in fans that actually are fascinated by this behind-the-scenes lifestyle content, in addition to the competition of the digital. So I think marrying those two has been a real secret sauce for us, and we'll continue to grow and lean upon. So.
And I think you hear the excitement just on what technology can provide to the esports audience, to gamers, and that's the role that we feel Alienware can really deliver, Dell can really deliver for the entire market, right? We've asked our great partners to come on and talk about what is actually capable, because we believe we can be that bridge for the gamer, for the consumer, whether you're at the, Steve from Team Liquid was talking about that top 200 out of 200,000 players that are playing, be the best you can be at that very top. But even gamers that are just want to have some kind of advantage or just get better at their craft, we want to help them do that. We want them to have the best viewing experience and to try all these new innovative things like VR in esports. So that's the role that we think we can help provide to just gaming all around.
Super cool.
And Dell came aboard for us. It's an endemic in what we do, and Dell has that's the products we use. We use Dell, we use Alienware. That's what we use in our ELeague competitions. It's very important to us that we have a great partner. It's as if you're in NASCAR, you don't have tires. I mean, you have to have great hardware and things. So Dell came on as this great partner for us, and that's why we're so excited about 2018. And we have this CSGO Major coming up in a few weeks, which is really a great place for us to not only use all the Dell and Alienware products, but actually have Tobii come in now and do this awesome eye tracking, just adding to the innovation, adding to the fan experience. That's what we're all about. So we'll continue to push that envelope with Dell and Tobii, and we're excited. So.
Awesome. Well, guys, congratulations. I'm glad everything's kind of gelling together, and we're seeing the future of esports grow and continue to get the respect that it deserves. Thanks again to everyone both up here on the stage and all of you guys down in the audience and those watching at home. Now it's the moment that you all have been waiting for. It's time for the final.
Awesome.
All right.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Fantastic. Yeah.